cool. So, while I let my car warm up, my thoughts on the Mach 1, which even though I didn't publicly announce, I guess, whatever you want to call it, for lack of better words, that the Bullet was just going to be a regular Mustang, just as it's always been. You know, there's two things that's going on in my head right now. What I want the Mach 1 to be versus what I think the Mach 1 is actually going to roll out as. Now, it's kind of hard to say, like, historically they've done something like this, or like, you know, for them to like follow a specific pattern, you know, because stuff like the ZR1, the ZL1, you know, the 1LE, those things follow patterns. It's easy to tell what those cars are going to do. The Mach 1, really, back in the day, the first generation had kind of the same engine options that a regular Mustang had. With that, you had the 351 Windsor, the Cleveland, you had a 390, and you had an option of a 427 or 428, you know, Cobra Jet, the big block. With this, really, there's only one option, engine option out right now for the GT, which is the 5-liter. There are speculations of it being, you know, it could come with a 5.2 in in 2002, I think, or 2001, when that Mach 1 was released. Essentially, it was just 4.6 dual overhead with a shaker hood. Nothing really like special about it, you know. Essentially, still had all the same parts the regular Mustang had, and if you had a Mach 1, you know, the Terminator was where it's at. You know, back in the day, if you were to compare like which Mustang was bang for the buck. But what would I like to see is a big displacement Coyote. You know, in a Wonderland, I guess it's a nice Roush. I always see that Roush over here. It's nice. I would like to see a big displacement, but doesn't make sense for manufacturing. Shut up. Fucking seatbelt. Manufacturing processes and, you know. Oh God, I'm shaking again. Here it goes, I'm shaking again. And, you know, cost for productivity, because essentially, if, you know, you could say, oh, let's make a 7-liter Coyote and put it in production and make X amount of them, but then now they're all going to be at the base price of 63. You know, so who knows what could happen? But in a Wonderland, that's what yep, go around me. That's what I would like. A big displacement 427 Coyote car to kind of come into the field. But then you have another, I don't even know what to call him, because he's not a YouTuber, but, you know, YOLO douchebag. You know, if you come out with another car from Ford that's a better performer than ones that are out now, you kind of hurt yourselves. It's not like the Demon. The Demon was already off rip, one off. That's what it is. If they do something similar with the Mach 1, that may be something to look at. That may be cool, but I know I said it was kind of hard historically to compare, but the Mach 1 was never released as like a performance drag-oriented, road course-oriented car, not like the GT350 or not like the GT500 was. So in reality, what do I think is going to happen with the Mach 1? Two things. It could be a little badged up GT that's blue and has a cool hood and, you know, maybe has a different intake, and that people are going to say, oh man, it makes 490, you know, calibration, whatever. Okay, I'm not about that. Anything that's on my channel is not going to be about that kind of stuff. It's about what can it do from a 60. So, you know, shout out to Teddy, my good friend, who says that a lot. What that thing do from a 60? Catch you off guard with that stuff too. You'll just be eating lunch. Next thing you know, a comment on Instagram, yo, what that thing do from a 60, dog? Log off. It could be, like I said, one, the badged up Coyote, regular 5-liter, whatever, or how they originally wanted to use the Mach 1 as the the Mach E, it could be a hybrid deal with all the stuff that Ford has going on now, and the conjunction that they have with I believe it's Electrify America or Volkswagen. A Mach 1 hybrid could definitely spice things up a little bit, and it won't be. I would expect something that it won't be a mass-produced thing. It'll just be like a taste of what the future is to become. Because if you see the trends of today's modern-day supercars, and when I say supercar, I'm not talking about a Huracan or stuff like that. Even though those cars are cool and those cars are badass, I'm talking in the world of like the LaFerrari and the P1. I am a few years late making these comparisons, but if you look at the way things roll out and what the big boy European guys are doing right now, that tends to come down to the American level. So who knows what could happen? And in the future, do I see a hybrid GT500? Very possible, very, very possible. But that's my few things on it. Oh shit, what trans? At this point, it doesn't even matter what trans is going to come in. I don't think the Mach 1 is going to get a DCT. I do see it getting a 10-speed or the typical MT82. It would be cool if they get a deal with Tremec and get rid of the MT82. Not that it's not really bad, but I mean, everybody that goes out and races these things, and what that thing do from a 60. A lot of those big boy heavy hitters go to a Tremec trans, whether it be a 56, 60, whatever the case. But that's my 2 cents on that. We'll see what happens in the future, and maybe when this channel blows up, I'll go ahead and get my hands on one and get a 7-liter Coyote. Make sure you subscribe.